happened that there was a lot of miscommunication between me and the two dudes, so then they both ended up showing up at my game at the same time, the same day. What's up? So I am back with another video. I made y'all choose between story time when both my dude and his friend showed up at my soccer game at the same time, same day, same place, or if y'all wanted to see a Valentine's makeup look and the story time one. So here I am. So if you want to hear how everything happened, how everything went down, then let's just jump into the video. How everything started was pretty much how I told y'all. It was always really like on and off type of thing. So if he would see that I was moving on, or that like we wouldn't talk for that long, then he'll appear out of nowhere like, hey, what you doing, how you been, blah blah. And you know, me being the dumbass, I'll be like, oh, I'm great, how you doing? And then we'll start talking again from there, right? And at this time we weren't doing that great, but he insisted that, you know, he wanted to see me, he wanted to come to one of my games and all that stuff. So I was just like, oh yeah, sure, like you can come to this game. And by this time my league had moved from playing at this like one soccer field to playing like really near his house, like literally like blocks away from his house. So I was like, oh yeah, like actually my league just moved to where you live by, so like it's gonna make it easier for you. It was like, oh okay, bet, like just let me know the time and the day and like I'll be there. And I was like, okay, sure. So by this time one of his friends had tried talking to me, and it's funny because I would always tell him, I'm like, dude, you keep defending all your friends, talking about they're your brothers, they're your homies, like you would die for them, but honestly like they're the ones that are waiting for you to mess up so they can, you know, dive into the pool and dive into wanting to talk to me, whether it's because they want something serious or just to mess around, but they're the first ones in line. So like just kind of watch who you mess with, pretty much. We're like, oh no, like you're just saying that just to say it. I'm like, alright dude, like cool, whatever. We're gonna call this friend oh, I'm so bad with names. Alex, I guess. So Alex has started talking to me. Mind you, my dude used to say, this is like my realest friend, like he's always been there for me, like I've always been there for him. Basically they would look for each other when it came to support and comfort in a way, you know, when they were going through stuff. So I'm surprised as to why Alex is talking to me, right? Like, you know I dated this dude, like you know that for a fact, so why are you trying to start a conversation with me? I was like, okay, bet, sure, why not? So he starts talking and everything was very like polite, you know, like how are you, how you been, so how's life, what are you doing today? And the conversation kind of like, you know, started picking up. And then next day we keep talking, right? Me and Alex still having the conversation, and it gets to us talking about soccer. And I'm like, yeah dude, like I've been playing for like about 10 years now. And he's like, oh what, so like are you any good? And then when you're like, you know, I'm just waiting. I'm like, I'm not trying to be cocky, but it's such a weird question, because if you say like, oh hell yeah I am, you sound cocky. But if you say like, oh no I'm ass, then it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, people that play sports, you guys probably like understand where I'm coming from. But yeah, so we were talking about soccer, and so I'm like, well, like I don't know, maybe like you can come and find out yourself, because like people tell me that I am pretty decent, so I mean like I don't know. And he was like, yeah dude, like I'm hella down, like just let me know when you play and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, like sure. I didn't think it was ever gonna happen, like to be honest, because like I said, he was very well aware that I dated his friend, his brother, his homie. So I'm like, nah, he's just talking out of his ass. So let's fast forward to the day that it actually happened, right? I was doing laundry and Alex hits me up and he's talking about, hey, what are you doing? I said, oh, I'm doing laundry because my uniform is dirty, so I need my uniform to be clean, right? Because I have a game. He said, oh, you are playing today? I was like, yeah. So he proceeds to ask, at what time? So I tell him, I play at this field at this time. And he said, oh, for sure, I'll be there. And I was like, oh, okay, sounds good. And then I'm having a conversation with my dude as well, right? By this time we were not together though. It was just him wanting to continue to be relevant in my life pretty much, and making his way into like everything that I still kept doing, if that makes sense. So he's talking about oh, do you play today? And I was like, yeah, but you know, like I have to babysit my nephew today, so it'll be better if you just like show up another time because I won't be able to hang after the game. But I was keeping in mind that his friend Alex was gonna show up, so I'm like, I'm not trying to get caught up here, you know what I'm saying? Like, And so he was like, oh no, that's fine, like I just want to see you play and all this stuff. So I'm telling my dude like, oh yeah, no, like actually, yeah, you can show up, it's fine. Mind you, by this time, this is when he's acting up, so he would like leave the house and his parents would cut his line, you know, for his phone so he could come back, or like kind of like, if you want to be doing your thing out in the streets, like we're not going to be paying your phone for you to act up like that. So he had to be in places where he had Wi-Fi in order to continue communicating with me, right? And as soon as I find out for sure that his friend is coming, I try hitting him up like real quick, like, oh dude, you know, like actually, like no, like just forget it, just come another time instead. No reply from him. And I'm just like, oh my god, like what? I'm like, what are the odds that I've told him multiple times before about my games, about the place that I will be playing at, and he never showed up? But what are the odds that today that his friend might come, he's gonna decide to show up too? So I'm like, nah, it's not gonna happen. So I'm like really trying to block myself, like it won't happen, right? My luck, oh man. So I drive to the field, you know, like whatever it is, what it is. My heart is beating so fast that I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen. The Lord is with me, right? And so I get to the field, we warm up, everything, you know, normal. Then I'm looking around, right? I'm like, is any of them here yet? Like, oh man. And none of them arrive. And then I started the game. I was a starting player that time. So when I'm starting and I'm facing that way, the entrance is right here. So I see dude coming in. So I'm like, oh, he did show up. Okay. So he sits on the benches, chilling, whatever. But I don't make eye contact with him. Like I don't make him know. Like I don't make it known that I know he's there, pretty much, right? I'm just like chilling. I'm over here, you know, passing the ball, like, ooh, pass, here you go. Oh, okay, like doing my thing and whatnot. And I know that he's looking at me because I could see from like the side of my eyes, right? I would like peep over there and see if he's there. He's still there. He's like cheering on, taking videos and whatnot. And then when I look over that way again, I mean, like I wouldn't turn my face like fully like, okay, you're there. No, just like, you know, being slick, like do that side look type of thing. His friend is there, and they're sitting next to each other. When I seen that, my heart dropped. I said, oh, this is awkward. And again, I'm not making it known that I know that he's sitting there and that Alex is sitting there, and they're both sitting there looking at the game and they both know what's up. It's so funny because like I said, I would always tell dude like, bro, your friends are the first ones in line. The moment you messed up, they're waiting for that chance to just whoop and try to talk to me. And like I said, he thought I was always tripping. And there you have it, bro. That was your brother, who you thought was your friend, who you thought was your ride and die, or whatever you want to call it, who went to my game to see me. And now y'all sitting next to each other. Like, isn't that crazy? And so, you know, I'm over here doing my thing, and when I would get throw-ins, it would be where like by the bench side, like by the benches where they were sitting at. And I would just like casually grab the ball and go woo, and like just not look at them, not acknowledge the fact that they're there. So the game ends, right? And I'm just like, bro, like, should I just run the opposite way and say like, I'm sorry, I had an emergency, like I really had to go? Or I'm like, or do I make that walk towards like the actual entrance, which means I would have to pass both of them and make it known like, oh, I know both of you guys are here. I'm just like, what do I do? What did I do? And I look that way and they're looking at me. So I'm like, okay, there's no way I can escape this now. So, you know, I grab my little bag, my cleats, everything, and I start heading to the entrance. And so they're sitting, and I go to Alex first, right? I'm just like, oh, hey, what's up? Trying not to make it awkward at all. I'm like, hey, what's up? And then I say hi to my dude. I'm like, hey, what's up? Yo, the look he had in his face, priceless. Oh man, he was just staring at me. Like, it's that stare where they're just looking at you like, no you didn't, like I want to kill you right now, but we're in public, so like I'm gonna just stare at you like this. So he's looking at me like and me like, you know, feeling a little uncomfortable. I'm trying to like joke about it, so I'm like, do I have something in my face? And he goes, no, you're fine. So I say, grab my phone, I open the camera, and I did have like a little turf here, and I'm like, oh my god, I do have a turf here. I'm like, that is why you're staring at me like that. Oh, he did not think it was funny at all. He's just like, so his friend for sure felt like the tension, right, happening. So he gets up and he proceeds to leave. And as he's leaving, I'm like, all right, dude, like, thank you for coming. Oh man. And so he like walks off, right, or whatever. So now I'm left to deal with my dude, and he's like, are you serious, bro? That's that friend that you say who was waiting in line talking about thank you for coming? He had to play dumb so many times, right? So I'm like, okay, it's time for me to play dumb too. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, this is a public space, it's a public park, anyone can come and just like enjoy the game. And so he's pissed at this time, right? And I'm just like, dude, like, whatever, like, it's not that serious. He was so pissed, and he's talking about like, damn, I came all the way over here just to look dumb, like, are you serious? Like, whatever, I'm gonna just leave now. He was such a drama queen. Like, he enjoyed wanting to do that like walking off thing and for me to like go after him, right? He's just like, whatever, like, I'm gonna just leave. And you know, me being the dumbass, I'm just like, no dude, like, wait, what, like, come on, man. And pretty much like begging in a way. And after, he's just like, no, like, this is just, it's just messed up, dude, like, you know that's my friend. And I'm like, okay, but he knows he's your friend too. He didn't care about it. He knew you dated me too. He didn't care about it. So why are you just pressing me and not pressing him? Like, come on. Like, I don't owe you any loyalty anymore because we're not together, but that's still your friend, so you should be speaking to your friend instead. And he's just really pissed, and he starts like walking off. So I'm just like, all right, dude, like, whatever then. Like, you always do this, you always come just to like create some drama and like, you know, do all this extra stuff. And pretty much he was just mad, like, and all this extra stuff, like, what you mean, dude? Like, that's my friend. And I'm like, all right, dude, like, whatever, if you want to leave, then like just leave. And so I start walking to my car, and I feel someone behind me. So it was him coming after me, right? Dude was coming after me. He's like, you think I'm gonna like, you think I'm gonna leave like that? Like, you think I'm not gonna come after you? And I'm just like, what? I'm like, you're so annoying, dude, like, whatever. Tell me why. When we get to the car, Alex is parked behind my car. Yeah. So I'm just like, oh man. And my dude peeps that, right? So he's like, if you want to go with him, like, you can just go with him. So at this point I'm like, well, he already seen me with you, so it's not like I can just go up to him and be like, hey bro, like, let's go grab some food. He was like, are you serious? So if I were in here, like, you would just go with him? And I'm like, I mean, why not, right? He's like, wow, dude. So he's like trying to get off the car, like, again, his dramatic ass trying to get off the car, talking about like, you know what, like, whatever, if that's what you want to do, then like, I'm gonna just let you do you then. And I'm like, you're so embarrassing, bro. I'm like, cut it off. Why you trying to make a big deal out of it? Like, just stay here, bro. And he's just, oh, man, he's just a drama queen. So finally we drive off, and he just gets into this, like, he starts getting into his head and just being super pissed, like more than he was already, and basically just starts going off. And I'm like, dude, like, come on, like, I'm gonna just drop you off to your house, and like, it's cool, like, it is what it is. And he just wasn't messing with it. So like I said, he like opens the door and he gets off the car, and I'm just like I'm driving, I'm like, are you serious, dude? Get back in the car. Get back in the car. What are you doing, man? Just get back in the car. I'm gonna drop you off. That's it. And he's like, no, bro, no, like, that's hella messed up, dude. Like, it's really just messed up. Like, come on, man. And I'm like, stop doing this, bro. Just get in the car and I'm gonna drop you off. Like, oh my God. And so he's refusing to get in the car. So it gets to the point where it's an intersection, and I can no longer be like, you know, like next to him like that, driving slow, telling him to get in the car. So he's on this side of the street pretty much, and I'm like on this side now. So I'm yelling across the street pretty much in my car, like, dude, stop doing this. Like, come on, cross the street. Like, we can talk about it. Like, just get in the car. And he was like refusing to do so, and he didn't. At the end of the day, he just didn't get in the car, and I'm like, wow, dude, like, all right, whatever. I just got tired of it. I was like, whatever, dude, like, you're always doing this drama stuff. Like, you're always trying to get me to beg for you, and you always trying to get me to go after you. Like, I am not here for it. Like, I'm not even with you. Like, whatever, man. So I just drive off, right? And then I get a message from his friend, and his friend is talking about man, he says, hey, if I would have had my phone, because I guess his phone was off, if I would have had my phone, I wouldn't have showed up. And I said, why not? He's like, I didn't know he would be there. He looked really mad when I got there. He kept asking me like, oh, what are you doing here? Who are you here for? So he was like, after the game, that's why I left, to avoid any issues. Sorry, I forgot to tell y'all, Alex showed up with a friend as well. But I didn't mention him before because like he wasn't really relevant to the story. But yeah, when he had left, he obviously left with his friend, right? I said, well, I don't have a boyfriend. I am not dating anyone. If I invited you, it was for a reason. And I was like, problems? There's nothing to create problems about. I would have had been down to hang, but you were with your friend, so that's kind of weird. He was like, well, like, that's your ex though, right? And he was like, that is why he was mad. And I'm like, yes, but we've been exes for a year now. So if he's getting mad, it sounds like a him problem. It's not my problem. He was just like, well, you know, I could feel the tension, so I just felt like I wasn't bothered. So I decided to leave. And I told him like, no, bro, like, don't pay attention to that. Like, honestly, it's nothing. And all of a sudden, because they ran into each other and because his homeboy was looking at him some type of way, he remembers that's his friend. So he's talking about, oh, are you sure? Because like, because he's my friend. So I just didn't like the way things played out. I said, look, me and you are doing nothing wrong, because it's true. Nothing ever happened. Not even no holding hands, not even no little peck, none of that. It was literally just like through text. And like I said, it was never on some like flirting stuff either. It was just on like, hey, how are you? How you doing? Like, what's up? All that kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying. me and you are doing nothing wrong. Therefore, you shouldn't have to worry about what me and him had, because it's what we had for a reason. Like, that's in the past. It is what it is, and it's not what it's not, you know? I said, but it's all right. If all of a sudden you don't want to speak to me, then that's okay too. I understand. He's like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say with what you just told me. So what I had just told him about, like, me and him are not together, he said, that's enough for me. I believe you. And I was just like, yeah, dude, it had been a while since me and him had seen each other, so, like, we're smooth. And yeah, that's pretty much all it took for him to continue to talk to me. And yeah, that was that. Dude was mad for a couple of times, then he got over it, because, like, there's no need for you to be mad when I started giving you a taste of your own medicine, pretty much. And, like, the thing is, I didn't even do it on purpose, though. I would understand it if I was so, like, malicious to say, man, I'm gonna set both of them up. I'm gonna set this dude to show up and his friend and prove a point. Like, boom. No, it wasn't like that. It just happened that there was a lot of miscommunication between me and the two dudes, so then they both ended up showing up at my game at the same time, the same day. Yeah, so if you guys really like this video, then give it a like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.